Vietnam does not have a retirement visa. Not a bad one, not an expensive one, none, zero. And if you think that's the tricky part, wait till we get to the taxes, because even the guys who write about this for a living, they can't even agree on it. We're going to start simple. Thailand at least gives you a visa built for retirees. Vietnam doesn't have one. So what do people actually do? Well, they fly in on a 90-day tourist visa. Before it runs out, they leave the country and fly back in on a fresh one. Every 90 days, forever. That's not retirement. That's a part-time job with no pay. And it just got riskier. As of this year, if you overstay your visa by 16 days or more, you can be deported. Not fined, deported. So the guys doing these border runs are watching the calendar a lot closer than they used to. There is a golden visa people keep talking about, a possible 10-year option. It is still sitting in government review. Nobody knows when or if it's actually coming, but there's been talk about it. So don't plan your retirement around a visa that doesn't exist yet. Now, this is where it gets interesting and where I want to slow down a bit, because this is the part people get wrong constantly, including some of the websites you'd trust to get it right. Live in Vietnam for 183 days in a year, and you become a Vietnamese tax resident. Once that happens, your tax, your worldwide income, your pension, your Social Security, everything, rates run from 5% all the way up to 35%. But here's the twist almost nobody mentions. You don't even need to hit 183 days. If you sign a long-term lease on an apartment, and that alone can make you a tax resident. Doesn't matter how many days you actually spent in the country, the lease does it by itself. Picture a guy who signs a 1-year lease because he wants to settle down and unpack his bags for once. That one signature can put his Social Security into a 35% tax bracket, even if he only spent 4 months there that year. Now, here's where I want to be honest with you, because researching this video, I found 2 well-known expat sites that flat out disagree with each other. One says foreign pensions, including Social Security, are completely tax exempt in Vietnam. The other says Social Security gets taxed like any other income once you're a resident. So which one's right? Yeah, I didn't guess. I went and found Vietnam's actual tax exemption list, and here's the answer. Vietnam does exempt pensions from tax, but only pensions paid by Vietnam's own social insurance fund. That's a Vietnamese government pension. Your U.S. Social Security check doesn't qualify. It's foreign income, plain and simple. And if you're a tax resident, it's taxed like anything else. That's a real mistake, sitting on a real website right now. And if you trusted it, you could plan your entire retirement around a tax break that doesn't even exist for you. Sort of. There's no U.S.-Vietnam tax treaty. One was actually signed back in 2015, but the U.S. never signed off on it, so it never took effect. No treaty means no automatic exemption. What Americans actually use instead is called the foreign tax credit. If you pay Vietnamese tax, you get to credit that amount against what you'd owe the U.S. It doesn't erase the Vietnamese tax, it just stops you from paying twice on the same dollar. And here's some good news buried in the bad news. Fantastic. My light just burnt out. But no worries. At the average Social Security payment, around $2,071 a month, once you apply Vietnam's personal deductions, the real tax bite isn't the scary 35%. It's usually more like 5 to 15%. Manageable, not just the totally tax-free story some people are selling. The cleanest way around the whole thing, stay under 183 days a year and don't sign a long-term lease. Do that and you're a non-resident, which means Vietnam only taxes income earned inside Vietnam. Your Social Security check isn't Vietnamese income, so it's untouched. But notice what that means. You're back to living out of a suitcase, doing border runs, never settling down. The visa problem and the tax problems are actually the same problem wearing two different hats. Maybe those pointy Vietnamese hats, I'm not sure. One more thing worth knowing, Thailand for years mostly cared about whether you brought money into the country. Vietnam, it doesn't work that way. If you're a resident, they tax your worldwide income, whether you bring it in or leave it sitting in a US bank account. That's a real structural difference, not a small detail. One more thing that trips people up, Vietnam only honors licenses under something called the 1968 Vienna Convention. Here's the kicker. The United States never signed it, not ever. So that international driving permit you get from AAA before your trip, it's built on a different, older agreement, and Vietnam doesn't recognize it. Meaning on paper, an American riding a motorbike there with a permit isn't actually street legal. Now, a Brit or an Aussie in the same seat, fine. An American, not fine. You get caught without a valid license, and it's not a slap on the wrist. Your insurance can be voided, even if the accident wasn't your fault. Bike gets impounded, you're on the hook for damages. Your real options, convert your US license to a Vietnamese one, take the license test yourself, stick to the little 50cc scooters that don't need a license at all, or just take Grab everywhere. Now, I'm not here to trash Vietnam. Cost of living is genuinely good. Most people live comfortably on $1,000 to $2,000 a month. In Da Nang or Ho Chi Minh City, maybe up to $2,500 if you want more comfort. That part of the pitch, definitely real. So you add it up. No retirement visa, a visa cycle that can get you deported if you slip, a tax system where signing a lease can flip you the switch on your Social Security, and 2 different expat websites that can't even agree on the basic facts. That's why I chose the Philippines, a visa built for retirees, not flying out of the country every 3 months just to fly back in, and I know exactly where I stand with the tax man because I checked twice. So be sure to slap a like here to get this in front of other guys that are doing their homework and what country could be right for them. And subscribe if you haven't already become a friend of the channel. I like that better than calling you a subscriber. Let's all be friends.
Since friends do favors for their friends, you'll do a favor for me.
Is the Philippines right for you? Check these videos out here, but remember, be excellent to each other. And this was never about the Philippines. It's about how you arrive when you get here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.